Alright, so guess what time it is? I'm gonna be reviewing the Steam Deck, the original one, because it's been a year since I first got it. And I am very excited to review it because it has become one of my favorite, handheld gaming consoles. Alright, so I'm just showing off how big the Steam Deck is. And I'm comparing it to the Switch, which you can see the Switch is a lot smaller. But yeah, that's just like one difference between the two of them. Now I'm going to show you the Steam Deck itself. So right off the bat you can see my games on the home screen. And then if you press the Steam button, you can go to your library. And it'll have different categories, such as like great on the deck, which is the verified icon, which is that little green check mark. And games will typically have either verified or unknown or playable for like what status it is to be played in. And that just means that it'll either be perfect to play on the Steam Deck, which is the verified, or it'll be like, well, maybe it can play, but we're not sure, we haven't tested it yet. Or the playable icon, which is, yes, it can play, but there are some issues. And then there's one last one, which is unsupported. But that doesn't necessarily mean it won't run. It just means that you might have to do some tweaking to get it to run. Like, for example, there's a game called Honey Pop 2. And that one, let's see if I can find it. I don't know. Yeah, that one in particular just had like one issue. And that issue was that all I had to do was go into the menu and switch it from full screen to windowed mode, which is like the easiest fix ever. I don't know why they would say it's unsupported because of that, but that's a little dumb in my opinion to say it's unsupported when all you have to do is go into the settings to fix it. And then of course the Steam Deck has different like modes, as in it has a desktop mode, so let me just show you that real quick. So yeah, it's like its own little desktop mode, which is pretty awesome. And from here you can do pretty much anything you can do on like a desktop, pretty much. Except it's Linux based, so that's a little different. And then I was going to talk about how you can add like non-Steam games to the Steam account, or Steam account, I mean. That's pretty cool. So yeah, it's just like add a non-Steam game. And then you like click on it to add it. And I've done that with some game launchers such as Lutris and Heroic Games Launcher. And this is the first one I'm talking about. So I'm just going to boot that up. And from here you can add like EA Game app or Big Fish Games app. And you can also launch them and play the games off of those, which is really cool. You can download them to your SD card or your system memory, and then you can do it that way. You can also hook up like a mouse or a Bluetooth keyboard, so it's easier to like navigate this. And of course you can hook it up to the TV. Yeah, I've just hooked it up to the TV right now, and I bought like a third-party dock off of Amazon because it was way cheaper. The official Valve Steam Deck dock cost about $75, I believe, which is crazy because I got the one that I own for like $30 or so, which is a lot cheaper. And I feel that this mode is really cool too because it's like a Switch where you can switch from like handheld mode to the TV mode, and I love that about the Steam Deck. Oh, and another cool trick I wanted to mention was that you can hook up like a external DVD player like this one to your Steam Deck, and you can play DVDs off of your Steam Deck like a desktop, which is really cool. I'm just gonna pull up this so I can show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't actually know if anyone else knows how to do this, or if I just was like the first one to find out, but I'm sure other people know. I was just curious because obviously I wondered, can the Steam Deck do more than what it's advertised to? And I was like, well, I have a portable DVD player sitting around, so I'm gonna try it. And sure enough, it did work, so that is really cool. Alright, but now I have to show off the best thing about the Steam Deck, if you're not sold on it already. Oh wait, I just passed it. So yeah, that would have to be the emulation on it. And by that I mean you can play like older games like Game Boy Advance. Hold on, there's a cooler way to look at this. Alright, yeah. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy DS. I meant Nintendo DS. Nintendo 64, 3DS, PSP, though PS3 I don't know how to get to work, but you know. PS2, yes. Wii, yes. Switch, even, yes. GameCube. And it's just really good at emulation. Like, it's a little scary how good it is. Alright, but one last thing I want to show off is that you can install Windows to an SD card and do Windows off of that. So it'll give you like options once you boot up into the BIOS folder, and to do that you have to press the volume down button and the power button at the same time for like, well, I always start out like pressing down the volume button for a second and then the power button, and that always seems to work. But let me show you off the Windows mode, because if you want to play all games on the Steam Deck, you might need to install Windows. Just because I know that for some reason Linux does not like anti-cheat software, such as like Destiny 2 or Call of Duty. Those games will not run on Steam Deck's OS at all. So the workaround to that is installing Windows on it. and I'm just waiting for it to boot up, but it takes like a second or so to boot up. It's really cool once you see it though. And of course, I'm sure you're seeing like, you're hearing the fans on the Steam Deck because the fans can get kind of loud. Alright, so finally. Just typing in my password. Okay, but here is my desktop after finally loaded in. And as you can see, I do have Epic Games Launcher on here. And that's just where I play Kingdom Hearts 3 because for some reason it does not want to run off Linux. I have tried over and over again to make it work. It just doesn't want to work. I'm just going to show you that it does run. Yeah, now it's just, I believe, logging me in. Okay, so these are my games on the Epic Games Store. And of course, there's the Kingdom Hearts game I was talking about. And a few others, because some of these do run on Linux and some do not. Like, I don't think Genshin Impact will run on the OS, Steam OS. Alright, so I'm sure a lot of you are wondering who is the Steam Deck for? And I would have to say it's for gamers who enjoy portable gaming but don't exactly have enough to shell out for a PC. For who it's not for are probably people who have a PC and love it and have put a lot of money into it, so I wouldn't recommend buying a little, like, handheld for a PC kind of device. But it's really up to you if you want to buy it or not. I mean, I think it's really good. It's amazing. It's something that I didn't know existed, but I know it has existed for a while. Because they have other, like, portable PCs, PC gaming consoles already out, but I feel like Steam Deck is just the most affordable. And as you can see, it has a lot of versatility. It has a lot of things it can do. So I really hope that this video helps you decide if you want to buy one or not, but you know, it's a really good device for me. I love it. And I think that I'll continue to love it as the years go on. It's just been 1 year and I'm already smitten with it. Well, see you guys later.